Welcome to this channel. Today, we're diving deep into the captivating story of the Tower of Babel from Genesis. This story is full of valuable lessons about ambition, pride, and the beautiful diversity of languages that exists in our world today. So, let's take a closer look at this incredible narrative and discover what it teaches us. After the great flood that God used to cleanse the earth, humanity began to repopulate the world. The descendants of Noah spread across the land, forming families and communities. At this time, everyone spoke the same language, which allowed them to communicate effortlessly. Their shared language fostered a sense of unity, making it easy for them to collaborate and work together. As these families moved eastward, they came upon a vast, lush plain in the land of Shinar, an area that is now part of modern Iraq. This land was perfect for settling down. It was fertile, and the people could easily farm and raise animals. They looked around, filled with excitement about their new home, and decided to build a city. But they didn't just want any city. They had a grand vision of constructing a massive tower that would reach the heavens. The people gathered together and enthusiastically said to one another, "Let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They discovered a new way to make bricks that were stronger than stone. Instead of using natural stones, they shaped clay into bricks and baked them to make them more durable. They then used tar instead of mortar to hold the bricks together. This innovation gave them the confidence that they could create something truly remarkable. With their resources at hand, they started building the city and the tower. Day by day, the tower grew taller, and the workers cheered each other on. The excitement was palpable as they laid brick after brick, working together as a unified team. Their ambition was contagious. They envisioned a tower so tall that it would touch the sky. They believed that by building this tower, they could make a name for themselves and ensure that they would not be scattered across the earth. As the work progressed, the people's unity transformed into pride. They began to think of themselves as greater than they truly were. "Let's build a city that will last forever," they said, "and a tower that will reach to the heavens. We will be like gods, and our names will be remembered throughout history." Their aspirations shifted from wanting to honor God to wanting to elevate themselves. In their pursuit of greatness, they lost sight of their purpose and their relationship with God. However, God was watching all of this unfold from his heavenly throne. He saw the construction of the tower and the way the people were becoming more and more proud. While unity is a beautiful thing, their ambition was leading them to forget their reliance on him. God understood that if humanity was allowed to continue in this way, there would be no limits to what they could achieve, except the limits they placed on themselves. To address this situation, God decided to intervene. He came down to see the city and the tower that the people were building. When he saw their determination and their desire to make a name for themselves, he spoke among the heavenly hosts, saying, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." God recognized that their unity, though powerful, was being misused. So, he decided to confuse their language. In a moment, the workers, who had been collaborating so well, suddenly found themselves unable to understand each other. One worker would say, "Hand me that brick," but his partner would hear, "Could you pass me that tar?" The confusion spread like wildfire, and instead of the usual teamwork, chaos erupted. Frustrated and confused, the workers began to shout and gesture wildly, trying to communicate their needs. But as they spoke, they only grew more frustrated. Misunderstandings turned into arguments, and the harmonious atmosphere they had shared was replaced with confusion and anger. Some people were speaking one language, while others spoke a completely different one. As the confusion spread, the once unified group started to splinter. People who had been neighbors became strangers, as they were unable to communicate. As the realization sank in that their project was in jeopardy, panic took over. The people quickly abandoned their work on the tower and began to scatter across the earth. Each group took with them their own language and culture, forming new communities in different lands. Some moved north, some south, and others headed east and west. As they traveled, they established new settlements, each speaking their own unique language. This scattering of people became a fundamental moment in human history. The place where the tower had been built was called Babel, which means confusion. It was there that God confused the language of the entire world. The story of Babel is a powerful reminder of the consequences of human pride and ambition. It illustrates how, when people come together with a common goal, they can achieve great things. But those achievements should not come at the expense of their relationship with God. While the people sought to make a name for themselves, God showed them that true significance comes from honoring Him and recognizing their place in His creation. The diverse languages that emerged after the scattering became a symbol of God's creativity and His desire for a world filled with different cultures and identities. The story of the Tower of Babel serves as a cautionary tale for us today. It reminds us that while ambition and unity are essential, they should be guided by humility and a sense of purpose that aligns with God's will. When we forget our reliance on God and focus solely on our desires for greatness, we can easily lose sight of what truly matters. Over time, the descendants of those who built the Tower of Babel carried with them the lessons learned from this experience. They became the builders of nations and cultures, each unique and vibrant in its own right. The languages that sprouted from Babel shaped the course of history, leading to the rich tapestry of human civilization we see today. In reflecting on this story, we can appreciate the beauty of our differences, while recognizing the importance of unity in our shared humanity. The Tower of Babel challenges us to strive for goals that bring us together, promote understanding, and honor our Creator, rather than elevate ourselves above others. As generations passed, the story of Babel became a legend, teaching future generations about the dangers of pride and the beauty of humility. It encourages us to embrace our differences and work together for a greater purpose, recognizing that while we may come from different backgrounds and speak different languages, we are all part of the same human family. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth exploration of the Tower of Babel and the lessons it teaches us about ambition, pride, and the diversity of our world. Don't forget to subscribe for more, as I will be covering more intriguing Bible stories in the future. See you next time.